Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Awakened Healings with Jess. I'm Jess and I just want to say thank you for those of you who tuned in last week and listened to my message, listened to my debut video. So this week I'm here to give you a general healing message for the dates of the 10th through the 17th of March. Also, I'd like to wish all of you Pisces who are having birthdays this month, and also who had birthdays in February. So happy belated birthday to my February Pisces. Happy birthday to those of you who have recently celebrated or who will be celebrating this week and who will be celebrating next week up until I believe the 20th, which is when we enter Aries. So happy birthday to all of you. This is particularly special time in my life too. I'm a fellow Pisces and I shall be celebrating my birthday next week. So yeah, this is exciting. So lots going on celestially. So we're in an in-between period. And last week we had the new moon in Pisces. We also had Mercury start its retrograde. Now Mercury will be in retrograde through the end of the month, and I believe that should end on the 28th. So 2 more weeks, roughly, give or take, or yeah, 2.5 weeks. But we still have some time with Mercury, and that's okay because right now, like I said, it's Pisces season, and this retrograde is a little bit softer than what it normally is. So it's the water energy that's allowing us to get still and to flow with the cleansing aspects that Mercury tends to bring us. What it's forcing us to do is get very clear with our communication and really stop and think about what it is that we're feeling and making sure that we're taking the emotional aspect out of our communication. So it's making us think before we speak. It's making us be precise with our language and basically say what we mean and mean what we say. So I pulled, moving on, I pulled a couple of cards from the Shamanic Oracle deck, the Mystical Shamanic Oracle deck. I already meditated and shuffled them just to save some time. And what's coming out is we have the staff in reverse. We have the moon in reverse. And we have the sacrifice in reverse. So what's going on here is, like I said, we are in a gap period between a new moon and a full moon. And many of us may be feeling the effects of the Pisces energy, especially with the new moon. We may be feeling very foggy-headed, perhaps unclear, confused, maybe tired, a little off, you know, we're just not feeling like ourselves. But what's happening is that Mercury may also be wanting us to take some action, but we just don't know what to do. So right now is a time to be in that gap, to be settled, to be still, to be grounded. So the best thing that we can do is really tap into a lot of earth energy, spend time outside, meditate, get grounded, as that will help us sort of sorry, there's an emergency response happening outside. I'm sorry for the interruption. Drawbacks of living in a big city. But what's happening is that with the staff card, this is timely. The staff in shamanism is regarded as an instrument of authority. And when it appears in a reading, this is telling us that we need to find the middle ground. The staff is an instrument that helps us lead us along our divine path and to trust that we are divinely guided. Many of us right now are struggling between our feminine energies and our masculine energies, whether or not we should take action, inspired action, or just not do anything. So this week the advice is to not do anything, stay grounded and stay in the middle, and think about how you want to manifest your plans. On the 20th, the sun enters Aries, and Aries is a fire sign, and it is a sign of action and goals and motivation and movement, forward movement. So we're going to be having that. Plus, the 20th of March is the official start of spring. So spring is upon us, which also has its own unique energy of rebirth, renewal, new cycles. It's also taking place on the new moon in Libra. Again, new moons also represent, not new moon, full moon in Libra on the 20th. So lots of activity is happening on the 20th of March. That's 3 major events on the 20th, all symbolizing rebirth, renewal, new cycles, new beginnings. That will be an ideal time to start taking inspired action to what it is that you're trying to manifest in your life. So use this time to get grounded, to stay still, and to really go deep within. And this is what the moon card is representing. So it came up reversed, and anytime the cards come up reversed in the Shamanic Oracle represents medicine for us. And like I said in my first video, I actually prefer the medicine because the advice and guidance is really poignant, and it really touches the soul, and it's a message that we need to hear. So the moon here is telling us to go within. We are in that gap between a new moon and the full moon, and coupled with the Piscean energy, our energies are super sensitive, our psychic abilities are elevated. Get still and really think about how you want your life to manifest, how you want that career opportunity to enter your life, how you want that relationship to enter your life, how you want to present yourself to others in your new life. You know, that's important. How we show up for others is important. How we show up for others determines how others are going to respond to us. Will determine how opportunities enter our lives. You know, are we doing it from a false sense of security? Are we doing it with a somewhat closed chakra, heart chakra? So that's something that we should be thinking about right now, is using this moon energy to get still, meditate, open up our heart chakras, allow new opportunities to come in. But really, we have to make the hard decisions of getting real with ourselves and really identifying with what is no longer serving us. And that's where the sacrifice card comes in. And it is reversed. And this is some pretty serious medicine for us right now, this week. So with the sacrifice card, when it appears to us in the Shamanic Oracle, this is asking us, what is it that you value the most? Is it that relationship? Is it that person? Is it that opportunity? Is it that idea? I know many of us are trying to work with something that may be stuck, or work with something that may be out of alignment with us, and we're trying to bring ourselves into alignment and to bring that thing into alignment with our new energy. But what sacrifice is telling us to do is saying, okay, you can have what you want in your 3D. You can manifest it in the 3D. But you have to let it go completely. You have to surrender that thing, that most valuable thing. Could be, like I said, it could be an idea, it could be a relationship, it could be a career opportunity, it could be a person that you've been chasing, and it just hasn't quite settled, it hasn't quite entered your life, it keeps coming in and going out, and it's just not quite permanent, it's not sticking, it hasn't really crystallized. But in order for that to crystallize right now in your 3D, you have to give it up to the divine. You have to give it up to the universe, and that's very scary. That is very scary. And some of us may be out of union right now with our twins, and we may be missing them dearly, and we may really be thinking about what it would be like to be back into union with our twin, and to feel that love and happiness, and to see them every day and have them be present in our lives and have ourselves be present in their lives. I get it. It's very scary to surrender that. And what I mean by surrender, and what this card means by sacrifice, is saying, all right, I am brave enough and I am in alignment with myself and with the divine enough that I trust that full surrender of that person, that relationship, that partnership. I release it. I release it, and I know that by doing so, I am no longer in control of what happens. I am no longer in control of whether or not they'll come back, or whether or not I'm still tethered to them. It is the ultimate sacrifice. As the saying goes, if you truly love something, set it free. And if it comes back to you, it's yours. So that's what this sacrifice card is saying to do. But in order to find the strength and courage to do that, we need to go deep within ourselves. And right now is the perfect time to do it. We are, like I said, we're in between. We're in that gap period between the new moon and the full moon. We're still in Pisces energy, which is fantastic because Pisces energy is ideal for waking up our spiritual selves, getting in spiritual alignment between ourselves and the divine, aligning ourselves energetically with our twins in order to see the situations clearly and to get brutally honest with ourselves. No more faking it till we make it. No more, oh, well, if I just do this, then that. No. We're starting a period of renewal and rebirth next week. 2019 is an auspicious year. It's written in the stars. And this is a magical year for many of us, and we can manifest the life that we want immediately in 2019 and see things crystallize in 2019. But it will not happen if we're doing it out of alignment. It can't happen if we're partially present. We can't do it if we're being untruthful with ourselves or deluding ourselves. It is scary. It is scary to make that sacrifice, but it is necessary. So next week we have the full moon in Libra. Libra brings a wonderful energy with it. It is all about people. It's all about community. It's also all about balance. Maybe some of us right now are feeling out of balance, with the Piscean energy. Many of us are feeling confused, disoriented, disorganized, unsure. Flow with it. Flow with it, because that is the energy of the water. It's cleansing, it's moving. Just flow. Just ground yourself. Like I said, earth energy right now will be your friend if you're feeling too out of sorts. I would caution you of keeping your thoughts too far in the 5D, too far in the dreamlike state. And when you feel yourself floating and getting disorganized and becoming out of touch with the 3D, come back, take a walk outside, maybe hang out with your beloved pet, maybe actually physically touch the earth. Get grounded, really bring in that earth energy. So, this is a great message. So what I'm going to do now is also pull from the Untamed Truth deck. Here's the book. This is a deck created by Rachel Carangella. She is a wonderful artist based out of New Mexico. And I will include all of her details down below, so that way you can check out her art, you can check out her decks, and I think she is doing some readings, so you may want to check her out as well. So what I'm going to do is just, oops, these are coming, cards don't want to shuffle. So I'm just going to pull some cards and just sort of see where we're at. right, please, Spirit, what do you have for the collective today? What message would you like to share with the collective today for the week of 10 through 17 March? 17 March is also St. Patty's Day, so that's kind of exciting too. I love the green, and green is, you know, the color of the heart chakra. So when I see all that green all in one spot, you know, en masse, it's heartwarming for me. So I love it. But yeah, this is an auspicious time, you know. Don't be afraid of what's happening, and don't be afraid to let go. Letting go is hard. It's hard, it's scary, because you don't know if that person or that, sorry, my nose is itching. You don't know if that person's going to come back. And I know all of us right now are so, you know, concerned with our twins. But don't worry, the universe has your back. It has your back. It's supporting you. Okay, so cards don't really want to speak, so I'm going to go ahead and separate the 3 decks and pull from the top and see what we get. Okay, interesting. Wow, okay, so we have abundance. Pull these up. These are absolutely gorgeous. We have abundance upright. Lots of green. And I was just commenting about that, you know, for St. Patty's Day. And I feel like green is the color of this week, you know. Open up our heart chakras, really get centered within our heart. We have creation in reverse. And we have the emotion card in reverse. Okay, so I like that we have abundance, and I think this is a beautiful reading. I like the energy here. We can get everything that we ask for and more if we remain in alignment, if we do the work. And like I said, this is the week to do that work. Use the moon energy. She's here to help us, but we have to get clear with what it is that we're trying to do. And we have to start making the plans, actually writing down the plans of what action we're going to take, because we can no longer sit back and meditate and pray and cleanse and purge and release and hope that that opportunity enters our lives, or that person enters our lives, or that we start changing ourselves to present ourselves in a new way. We've got to take some sort of inspired action. So what will that inspired action look like? This came up, like I said, creation came up reversed, but I want to talk about it in the upright, because this is our time for us to get creative and to start creating those plans. Pretty soon, we're going to be crystallizing everything that we've thought about, everything that we prayed about. But you can't do it unless you know how you want to do it and how you want it to show up. So get clear. When you're creating those plans, you also have to include who's no longer going to be included in those plans. What pattern, old way of thinking, what bad habit is no longer going to be included in those plans. This is your time to become the master of yourselves, become the master of your life. What I'm getting from this card is I almost see this as the magician card in the traditional tarot. You are in your magician time period this week. Get creative, tap into the divine spirit, align yourself with spirit, and make those divine plans. You are divinely guided. You are divinely guided, and you are divinely supported. This is your time. Put that back. And then we have the emotion card. Came up reversed, but I like to showcase it upright because it's a great card. I feel like this is the ultimate Pisces card. We are in Pisces season. We are like in that sweet spot. You know, we are literally in the sweet spot of all the energy. You know, everything is coming together. And I sort of feel like this representation is a great way to illustrate what's happening. All the various elements aligning, realigning, shuffling, you know, all of us, all of our wants. I mean, you can, if you look closely, you can kind of imagine this could be a map of our 3D selves and a map of our 5D and what it is that we're trying to call into our lives. And it's all done under the auspices of the moon cycles of Pisces. In Tarot, the water signs, or the cups, you know, all of is the element of water. The symbol is a crescent moon, and it's silver. So there's a ginormous, gorgeous moon, lots of silver, water down here in the foreground. This is the perfect time to get still, make those plans, and make the hard decision about offering up your most precious ideas, thoughts, wants to the divine. Sacrifice it. Gotta sacrifice it. And what that means is surrender ultimately. Let it go. Release it. Release it without condition. Saying, I'm going to release it, but I want it to come back. You can't do that. You have to wholeheartedly align yourself and say, you know what? Okay, this is my most precious, and most valuable attribute, relationship, person, dream, idea, career opportunity. And it is so hard for me to let it go. But I know if I let it go, it will come back to me in the right time and in the right form and for my highest good and for the highest good of others. So that's really important, is when you're releasing and when you're offering up that sacrifice, you have to make sure that it is for your highest good and for the highest good of others, especially if you're sacrificing maybe a twin flame relationship. Maybe you're not in union at this time. But is it going to be in your best interest for them to come back? Maybe what you're longing for is maybe you're mistaking your twin for with a karmic, and maybe the karmic relationship has run its course. That's what I mean about getting clear and using the energy of the moon and Pisces to really evaluate what's really going on in your life. Are you going through a karmic situation that can mimic a soul type relationship? Maybe a twin flame, but usually twin flames are pretty, you know when you're in a twin flame relationship, but a soulmate relationship can feel close to a twin flame. A karmic relationship is a type of soulmate relationship, so there's very similar characteristics. And you won't know until you fully surrender. Karmic relationships are here to teach us valuable lessons about ourselves, about others, and about where we are in life, and how it is that we're supposed to transcend and transform into our higher selves. Karmic relationships can be destructive, and it may feel like your whole life is falling apart and that you can't live without that other person. But that's where you pray upon it, you meditate, and then you release. And like I said, if it comes back to you, it's meant for you. And if it doesn't, then, you know, that's likely a karmic relationship. You've learned the lesson. That relationship has served its purpose, and it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to grow, to transform, to really shine and express yourself. So really think about that. Get truthful and honest. Really get truthful and honest with what it is that you have in your life and what's going on in your life and what it is that you're trying to bring back, manifest, and crystallize in your life. Okay? So what I also want to do is pull. I have these cards. These are the Pure Love cards, and these were created by Free Spirit. I will also include the contact information down below. But what it is, it's a simple little deck, and each card is a selenite crystalline heart structure, and it has a simple message. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle. I'll pull some cards for the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine, and we'll see what it is that... Ooh, that one flew out. Sorry. Okay, so I'll leave that one face down for now. That will be for the Divine Feminine. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh, 2 came out. I can't accept that. I don't know. Let's see. They are jumping today. Divine Masculine. Okay. So, for the feminine, this is the message that she would like to share with her masculine. We need to clear the air with honesty. Move that a little closer. Okay? It kind of goes in line with what the cards are telling us about using this moon period, this gap period, to get honest, to get clear, and to figure out how we are going to plan and manifest what we want. So we need to clear the air with honesty. Okay? The masculine would like to share to his feminine. It is perfect timing for us now. So regardless if you're in union or not in union, it's perfect. It's in divine order. What's going on is how it's supposed to be. So for many of the masculines, what's happening with a lot of them is that they are up-leveling themselves, but they're doing a lot of self-work, self-healing, and they're coming into realization of who they are, coming into their true power, their true masculine energy. So there may have been, for those of you who are not in union right now with your twins, they're still thinking about you. They love you. They care about you. But it just seems like, I'll hold these up. It just seems like right now, it's the time for healing, time for self-assessments, self-awareness. But don't be afraid to have that honest conversation when the time arrives. Maybe there is some confusion. Maybe there's some things that are left unsaid. Maybe previously it wasn't the right time to share a specific message with your twin. But the cycle is turning. We are starting a new cycle next week, new energy, fire energy. Starting spring. Full moon in Libra, Aries season. So think about what it is that you want to say and what it is you want to share. But be mindful that right now we are still in retrograde with Mercury. Mercury will be in retrograde until the 28th of March. So meditate about how you want to convey that message. Get truthful and honest. Did you do the wrongdoing? Did you cause the miscommunication? Or did your masculine cause the miscommunication? Did they do something wrong? Do they owe you an apology? Or do you owe him an apology? So these are the things that we need to be thinking about this week. Because remember, right now he's in the energy of it is perfect timing. It is perfect timing. So it's okay if you are not in union. This is allowing him the pause that he needs. His pause. Okay? He's doing the self-work also. He's thinking about you. Maybe he's thinking about offering you up as his ultimate sacrifice to see if it comes back, to see if it sticks, to see if it's the real deal. So, yeah, interesting reading. Beautiful. Lots of things that makes us go, Lastly, I'm going to pull from the, this is the Nature's Whispers. It's another oracle deck. And these cards, the artwork is exceptionally gorgeous. I like the messages. They're very uplifting and inspiring and beautiful. And with all this gorgeous, beautiful energy that we have going on here, a lot of truth is coming out. And maybe it can be a little hard to take. I would like to end this reading with something beautiful, something artful, something for us to smile upon and take with us throughout the week as we're doing our soul's work. Okay. So I'm going to pull from the top. We got the adventure card. This is an adventurous time period that we will be embarking on. New things are coming for us. And this is kind of in alignment with the abundance card that we received. It's going to be an adventure when Aries starts. Spring is going to catapult us into our new lives, and it's going to bless us with lots of love, lots of abundance, lots of beautiful energy, lots of beautiful people in your lives. So don't fret. Don't fret. It's okay. It's a little scary right now. It's a little dark, it's a little watery, a little uncertain, but don't fret. So you've got abundance and adventure. I think for the sake of it, I shall pull one more, but I'm going to pull from the bottom of the deck. Intuition. How cool is that? We also got the emotion card. The ultimate Pisces card. Use your intuition right now. Harness the Piscean energy. You are lighting up spiritually. I mean, look at that. Look at all that beautiful spiritual energy, spiritual gifts that's being imparted on you. Lots of purple. So 7th chakra energy is being represented. Wisdom. So beautiful reading. Lots to think about. Lots of cool things happening. This is a really cool time of year. So please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if this resonated with you. I really hope it did. I'm excited for all of you. Please comment below and let me know what it is that you're working on, what it is that you're trying to manifest, and how everything works out. I'll be checking in with you all next week for the Libra full moon and the sun moving into Aries. So yeah, keep me updated. Lots of love, hugs, namaste.